Today sucks so far, and yeah, I do have to wear 2 pairs of glasses. Trying to apply for universal credit because we're advised to qualify for any of the self-employed small business tax help things that keep being talked about. We have to apply for universal credit and verifying, and I can't just do it all. Andrew's got to do it at the same time. Days ago we filled in the initial universal credit stuff, and then it's now we've got to verify who we are, and it's taken us to some government digital identity thing. But the website keeps crashing. It keeps saying, oh, there's 72 people in front of you in the queue, and yeah, dropping out, and you have to go back and fill in the same information. I've got as far as I've put in my that thingy, and now I'm on that thingy just to prove I am who I say I am, and then we've got to go back to the universal credit and tell them what we earned in the months last year, 19 and 20. But of course, if you are self-employed, you don't submit your accounts until this year, so we don't actually have accounts for, certainly nothing for Andrew prepared, but I've got enough of my accounts done for myself that I'll be able to go in and find the monthly totals for the last year. And then there's all these stupid questions about what are you doing to find jobs, and what are you doing to seek work, and what kind of work can you do? And it's like, well, I could do my own work if I wasn't in lockdown and closed and isolating. It just I was saying it's beyond Orwellian, and Andrew just reminded me of the 12 tasks of Asterix or something like that, which is pretty much describes this process. Look, it's still verifying. It hasn't crashed. And the reason I have to wear all these glasses is because I need these ones to read with and these ones to see the computer with. So if I'm trying to read out numbers from my passport, I need both on, and it's still a struggle. And I was due to go and get my eyes tested, but then this has all happened. So, oh, I'm in a fanco now. Right, got those ones. These ones, yay! And it's fun. Well, it's completely crashed now. So that's that. I can get on with the account. So, a nightmare. You know, imagine there are people that have no choice and have to live off this system, and imagine if you had no computer, or learning difficulties, or no passport, no address. I mean, we know all of these things are horrific and that are very difficult for people to access help, but when you go through it yourself, I mean, I had years of it with working family tax credit. That was a nightmare as a self-employed person. You seemed to fall between all the cracks, and in a way it was a relief when the kids left home and I was no longer eligible for anything, and it was just living off what I earned myself. Yay, thank goodness for that. And because these things, oh, they make me so anxious. In the past, as soon as I'd get a letter from any of these things, I'd just be, oh no, because they would overpay you and then ask for it back and threaten this and threaten that, and you just always felt under such threat. And it's been nice having a few years of not having to deal with that, apart from submitting a tax return. And for our exercise today, I came out and did some work on this willow dome. That was essential for my mental health. If I spent any more time on that computer, I would have gone barmy. But I've got to go back now and face it. There's Andrew and Pancho waving from the living room. Oh, here's some flowers in the greenhouse at dusk. And my seedlings coming up. I'm a bit out of breath. I've just been out and about. Today has officially sucked. It was rubbish. Doing all of the accounts 6 months ahead of the time I would normally do them in, and Andrew's accounts as well, and his are nowhere near. We had to just guesstimate on previous earnings for him. And the websites kept crashing, and it kept saying, oh, it'll take an hour and 36 minutes to process, and then you'd go back an hour later and it'll be, oh, an hour and 46 minutes to process. So yeah, the whole process was just awful, absolutely horrendous. So I went out and about at the end of the day to do some stuff to save my sanity some more, because I'm an outdoors person, not a computer person. And I went out and gathered some piles of muck. This is well rotted sawdust from somewhere nearby where a bunch of sawdust was dumped, and I'm going to use it to put at the bottom of the veg beds that I'm creating, because I don't have enough topsoil, so I'll put that at the bottom. It's not ideal, some nice soil would be better. It's Lobo who's been helping me out. But if you'd have told me a couple of weeks ago that I'd have been feeling guilty and furtive for sneaking out and gathering some mud in some buckets, I wouldn't have believed you. You know, just, I didn't see anybody, certainly keeping social distance, but still felt, oh no, shouldn't be out, mustn't go out of the house. It's how soon things change. So here's hoping it's a better day tomorrow, and hope everybody's doing okay with this cabin fever and madness. Night night, Mrs. Chicken. Good night, Tom Chippy Toe Tech.